Hello everybody. Let us discuss about the next topic, threats to biodiversity. Okay, the first threat is habitat loss. So you can see here, due to the deforestation, the habitat loss will take place because uh, on the trees there are many flora as well as fauna as well as mycoflora depends. And when deforestation takes place, then the habitat of all these flora and fauna get destructed, and if they will not found any alternate option, or they will not able to, if they will not able to adapt in new habitat, then what will happen? The species extinction may happen. So due to the habitat loss, the species becomes endangered. So the one of the most main reason of species endangered, it is the habitat loss. Okay, let us see this picture. This is the destruction of tropical forest. Then this is the destruction of coral reefs. You can see here in this picture coral reefs before the destruction and after the destruction, because the coral reefs is a home of many flora as well as fauna. Then here it is destruction of estuaries due to the man-made cosmopolitan. Then destruction of marshes, or we can say wetlands. Then the biggest reason for the current increase in extinction is habitat loss. Destruction of tropical forest, coral reefs, estuaries, marshes, and other biological rich ecosystems threaten to eliminate thousands or even millions of species in a human caused mass extinction that could rival those of geologic history. Deforestation has been one of the major causes for the depletion of wildlife. Forest trees were cut to yield timber for building houses, for making furniture, and for collecting wood as fuel. Industries made a heavy demand on forest resources such as wood for paper making, exploitation of gums and resins, mining of uh, mining of forest land for minerals, ores, building materials, etc. So now with these three reasons, you have seen habitat loss will take place due to the deforestation. And what is the reason behind the deforestation? Each and every reason is for human selfishness. Human beings are using biodiversity for their well-beings, for their selfishness, but it is responsible to cause species extinction. Habitat destruction thus has an adverse impact on wildlife, as it is leads to the loss of an environment which provides them food and breeding grounds or nesting sites to facilitate rearings of their young ones. Wild animals are left with no alternative but but to adapt, migrate, or perish. Widespread habitat loss all over the country has diminished the population of many species, making them rare and endangered. In our race for progress and prosperity, we have disturbed the delicate balance of nature. Okay. Second reason, hunting and poaching. Rhino horn used in ornamental carvings and traditional medicine. We have already seen in our previous lecture that one horn rhino, which is famous in Assam and Kaziranga National Park, it is for one horn rhino, but the poaching of one horn rhino for the traditional medicine. So let me introduce about the term poaching. Poaching, it is nothing but it is a illegal hunting of animals. Then elephant's ivory or elephant tusk. So the ivory is often carved into ornaments and jewelry. So China is biggest consumer market for such products. Slaughtered for their eggs, meat, skin and shells. Turtles are slaughtered for their eggs, meat, skin and shells. Hence, due to that, their populations also becomes endangered. Tiger poached for their bones and their body parts, which are in great demand for traditional Chinese medicine. Okay, this is the owl's poaching, and owl's poaching. The reason behind owl's poaching is nothing but black magic. Uncontrolled hunting of wildlife for pleasure, food, furs, skins, horns, tusks, etc. pose a serious threat to the survival of wildlife. In India, the cheetah was hunted to extinction. So, in India, now we cannot see a single cheetah due to this issue. The illegal trade in animal skins has been responsible for the destruction of a large number of tigers, leopard, deer, fishing cat, crocodiles, and snakes, as well as birds with beautiful plumage. Like great Indian bustard is also the poaching of great Indian bustard. In Marathi, we called it as a Mardok Pakshi. It is also poached for their skin and other for their feathers for ornamental purposes. Elephants were hunted for ivory. The rhinoceros was killed for its horn because of the superstitious belief that it contains aphrodisiac properties. There are laws in the country to prevent such illegal trade, but, but unscrupulous elements, traders, and exporters often violate these. Added to this is the practice of trade in exotic mammals, birds, and reptiles, and use of wild animals in biomedical research. Mangoes, you may surprised about this because this is a very common animal. You you may see in your surroundings, that is called mangoes. It is also poached for making paintbrush. So whatever painting brush we are using, maybe the skin, maybe the uh, mango's fur or mango's skin is used for that. Then man and wildlife conflict. So we are seeing threats of biodiversity, and let's revise again. We have seen just about the reasons of threats of biodiversity. So what are the reasons due to that our biodiversity is in threat? So let's see. First we have seen about habitat loss. Then we have seen some pictures about the destruction of forest. Due to the destruction of forest, many flora and fauna's habitat get lost. Here destruction of corals. corals also plays a very crucial role in case of aquatic biodiversity. Then next means the habitat loss is one of the threat to the biodiversity. Destruction of estuaries, destruction of marshes or wetlands. So after that we have seen about the second threat, hunting and poaching. Then hunting of or we can say illegal hunting, or it is also called poaching of rhino for medicine. Then ivory, poaching of elephant's ivory for ornamental purpose. Then poaching of turtles for eggs, meat and skin. Then poaching of tiger for its various body parts like skin, nails for the traditional Chinese medicines. And this poaching of owl just because of black magic. This is the picture in Hyderabad where they rescued 15 owls. And so habitat loss, hunting and poaching. And after that we have seen about in hunting and poaching, hunting of mongoose. And the third reason is man and wildlife conflict. This is one of the greater threat, and this threat is due to the deforestation or habitat loss. This third threat will come after that when human beings distract the habitat of flora and fauna. Then the animals used to come in villages and nearby city places, and then after that man and wildlife conflict will happen. Okay, in this picture you can see how elephants tries to enter in fields of villagers. And then man by virtue of his nature is destructive and self-centered despite the fact that he is known as a social animal. Until he realizes the need of time, no rules and regulations may help. The exploitation of forest and wildlife or rare species for commercial purpose should be stopped. A good tiger skin is worth more than 5,000 rupees. The tusk of an elephant and the skin of big cats also fetch a good price. The horns of rhinoceros carry a highly fancy price. This high market value has led to unlimited slaughter of these animals. So, in a man and wildlife conflict, man is a self-centered animal. Man is also animal, but he is somewhat superior than the other animals. Then here he is using uh, all the animals, their skin, their ivory for his selfishness, for his self-centered purpose, and that purpose is also not so important as means the purpose behind just to make ornamentals, just to make all these things. So man used to kill the whole uh, animals for that, and due to this, the species extinction will take place, and it is alternatively harmful to man also. Okay, thank you.